Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Petra Weldes, Spiritual Director here, and we have a treat for you today and this whole month. We are starting out our conversation about infinite abundance, prosperous living, as we move into our Adventures in Spirit program. This is our opportunity to go deep into prosperity principles, understanding the abundance of the universe, and it is our one time of the year that we talk about how we support our community with our gifts and donations and pledges. So you are in for a ride, and I'm glad you're on board. We do want to let you know that also that we have a fabulous book this month. It is Busting Loose from the Money Game, and you definitely want to get it out of the bookstore and join Reverend Karen and Aaron Fry to Wednesday nights to go deeper. It's you want to get your socks knocked off. All right. There's a couple of quick things that I want to say before we get started. The first one is to welcome back Reverend Karen. So thank you so much for your support and prayers. Reverend Karen wants you to know that she is totally healthy and cancer-free. And so that is the big CSRW. So, you know, our theme for the year, TSRW, you know, we say it on Sunday mornings, this stuff really works, to be polite. But, you know, when the rubber meets the road, it's good to know that this shit really works. Yeah. Really, right? And when we put our heads together and our prayers together and our hearts together and collectively move in that direction, there's nothing we can't do. Not a thing. Because of all that, that fabulous stuff that we do together, we do it with our kids as well. I'm going to invite the singers to just part for just a moment. We have a beautiful, on our altar for this abundance program. You know, I always walk around the center and I think, what's going to be on the altar with what's going on these days? This beautiful piece of artwork was created by one of our teens a few years ago, Paris Cannon. And it's been tucked away in above Doreen's desk back in our YFM area. And if that's not a vision of an infinite abundance, prosperous living, I'm not sure what is. And so we have that to remind us as we move through this whole month. The last thing I want to let you know about, because we are community and there are times when it's really important for our community to know what's going on and for us to come together. We have a beloved member of our community who is in need of surgery this coming week, heart surgery. It's life-threatening and it's critical. And she is seeking to raise $2,000 through a GoFundMe campaign. Our beloved Billy needs $2,000. She has raised $540, and she needs this surgery. It's truly a matter of life and death. And so, along with our prayers, we are inviting you to go to GoFundMe.org or .com, I can't remember, and look for Billy's campaign, and it is Helping a Healing Heart is what it's called. Or you can go right over to the bookstore and you can make a donation because we love and support our community members. And so we thank you for your love and care for each other. It's really a profound and powerful thing. All right, so we take this opportunity then to welcome any of you who are here for the first time. I'm Petra Weldes, Senior Minister of the Center for Spiritual Living in Dallas, and we're delighted that you found us here on the web. You can find our Sunday services on our website by every Wednesday. And we love that you can look at us online and explore these spiritual teachings. Feel free to explore our archives. It goes back a number of years with lots of special topics and amazing speakers. You can also sign up for our email news, My Daily Words, and my blog, Spiritual Living with Dr. Petra. If you're looking for a spiritual community, come visit us. Or if you're just in Dallas, drop on by. We'd love to give you a hug. Welcome home.
Good morning, CSL. I am Dana Jones.
And I'm Raven Woodard.
Perhaps you'll recognize us better.
I don't want you to lean in, just
stand there? Okay. Perhaps you'll recognize us better from the newsletter. Right? We do like to have fun. But we want to introduce our theme for this year. I'm trusting the slides will, there we go. All right, I just go from there? All right. So our theme for Adventures in Spirit this year is Infinite Abundance, Prosperous Living. We chose the picture in the background because it kind of looks like an infinite pool, if you will, right? Infinity pool. And we're really thinking big as we think about what we want to accomplish in 2015. And we know it's possible, right? We've learned that. That's why we're here. And so we delight in sharing with you our journey to our goal for 2015. The next slide shows some of the things that we're focusing on for this particular year. First of all, know that we're holding in consciousness prayer. The committee for the Adventures in Spirit committee, we are indeed focusing on the health and the wealth of our community. We are focused on infinite abundance and prosperous living, and we get together weekly just to have prayer, to bring that into consciousness. So we're doing that through the month of October and the month of November, because we truly believe in what we're achieving here at the center. We'll also be sharing with you momentarily our 2015 goal. We're really excited about that, and I think you will be as well. And then later we'll talk to you about our community vision potluck, or I should say community luncheon. That's going to be a lot of fun, and Raven's going to talk to you about that a little bit here. And then, of course, the whole focus, as Reverend Peter has said, is our pledge program. That's why we're here today. So without further ado, we've got a number for our 2015 goal. I'm just going to jump right into it, right? Our core council has looked at all the things that we want to accomplish in 2015 to do our teaching and to continue to grow and work with our youth. And we came up with a number that makes sense for us as a community, something that is totally, totally attainable. So I'm going to put this number on the screen, right? Then we're all going to say, yay, because we can do it, right?
Yeah!
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Is that it? Yes, right? $543,000 and 189 pledges. Can you say that with me? $543,000 and 189 pledges. And more, right? And more, because this is infinite abundance and what? Prosperous living, right? And it begins with us, right? There is no larger organization. This is us right here. We are feeding each other, we're interacting with each other, we're learning, we're growing in spirit. And so we want that to continue, because I'm learning a lot, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, but I'm learning a tremendous amount. And so I want the sustainer to be sustainable. I want it to be here forever, right? And so this goal to me is something that every one of us should know by heart. When I talk to you and say, what are we doing today? You're going to tell me, $543,000 and 189 pledges and more, right? All right, I love it. All right, so there's a quote behind me, and I love it. It rings true for me. It says, abundance doesn't follow giving until giving becomes its own reward, right? Giving is a reward, right? I don't know how many of you believe that, but I believe it 100%. And I'm having a hard time standing right here at this podium because I like to stand out here. But you can't, can you give me a microphone?
all things are possible.
All things are possible. Oh my God. Wow. So, a little bit real quick, and I'll go really quick. I stand before you, a black woman.
No.
A gay woman, right? The obvious, right? So I'm a black gay woman standing in front of you here, right? And so from the world standpoint, that might not be so easy. But Spirit has been really, really good to me. I mean, really good to me. And the center has been really good for me. It has been a blessing for me. All right? I'm gonna tell you, before coming to the center, you know, I experienced some things, and they were good. But the center has helped me understand a couple of other things. One, that God is all there is, right? God is all there is. And spirit is me expressing itself through me was phenomenal for me. I didn't understand that before. But then I come to understand also that all things are possible, right? I hadn't heard that before, and I'm some odd years old, right? I'm not gonna tell you, but I hadn't heard that before. And so I'm in wonderment, and I think about, you know, the time I wasted, right? The time I wasted because I have been playing it too small all my life. I didn't understand it, right? Now I got it. And so now, given to me is amazing. So there is no reason I will not sacrifice and find a way to make this center sustainable. So for me, I'm tithing. I'm tithing my 10%, right? Because I want this experience to be witnessed by not just myself and us in this room, but by the multitude. This is amazing, and I love it. I thank you, Reverend Petra. I thank you, Reverend Karen. I thank you, congregation, for the love that you've shown us, and we're going to make it happen. $543,000 and 189 pledges. Let's go.
Isn't she amazing? Well, it's my turn, and the quote that's behind me, it says, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And yeah, it always seems impossible until it's done. And my experience is a little bit different than Dana's. I've been a tither and a giver most of my adult life. And I grew up with that. It was my spiritual tradition. I'm what I call a Baptist-costal, a little bit Baptist, a little bit Pentecostal. So I told the earlier service, you know, I might shout, I might get a little, you know, if I get loud, it's not because I'm yelling at you, it's because I'm excited. And that's how we do. You see people talk back. That's why you've ever been to a black church and why it takes so long? Because we talk to each other. You know, that hour and a half don't work. Okay, I gotta keep it tight. I really want to speak to the people. If you are coming to the center, if you're not giving at all, or if you're giving inconsistently, my heart is there because I have been a single parent. I have a daughter who's 27 years old. She doesn't live here. She lives in Florida because I'm a Florida native. But I raised my daughter single-handedly with the help of my family community. But I know what it's like personally for money to be tight. I know what it's like if you have other mouths to feed. I kind of fell into being a parent. I didn't get 9 months of pregnancy to feel her growing in me and experience. I adopted my daughter from a place of love. It was a very unique and special circumstance, and I adopted her, but I didn't know what I was doing. I had one income. I'm an only child. I had not planned to raise another human being. So I jumped into this thing feet first. I didn't get 9 months to think about it. It was day one and she's here. Had to go out and buy diapers and milk. So from that point on, I had to be concerned about providing for another human being. My salary wasn't that big. But early on I said, you know what, God? And I'm Baptist-costal, so there's a couple of scriptures that we talk about all the time in the Baptist church. Give, and it should be given unto you in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. The other one is about tithing. It says, bring ye the whole tithe into the storehouse, so there'll be meat in my house. Prove me. That stuck with me. I'm like, okay, God, you know, since you all that, and you're talking about prove me herewith that I will not open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing for you. For those of you that may be concerned or are not really understanding or inconsistent, I challenge you to become consistent. I challenge you to fill out a pledge. You can start small if it's $5 a week. $5 a week, be $40 a month. $40 a month, 12 months, $480. The center, we have to meet and exceed this goal. If you're at 5, that's a breeze. Go ahead, let's do $10 a week. And I'm telling you why, because when my salary was less than $50,000, I got angry. I was mad. I had been on my job more than 10 years and I wasn't making $50,000. I'm like, look here, I need to make more money. I did not go to my boss. I didn't charge it to the office. I prayed and I asked God for it. I got it. I wanted to upload. I was like, shucks, that was easy. Once it happens, it's easy. It seems impossible until it's done. I uploaded. I said, you know what? I need 100. And I gave towards that. I earned $100,000 annually from my salary and my job. And I want to tell you this, when we took this on to become AIS chairs, we made a commitment to Reverend Peter and the center that we are here every Sunday for both services. At the beginning of the year, and I've grown and expanded, at the beginning of the year, I set a goal. Because if you're in business and you understand, we all need mentors. Well, I want to up-level my life to be pretty large because I'm thinking really big. I asked for a millionaire mentor. Well, I want you guys to know that I won't be here next Sunday. Reverend Peter has graciously excused me because guess what? I've been invited to a millionaire mentor event. And this is amazing because in order to get into this event, the lowest level I think was $1,500, but I'm going in at like a $5,000 level. I didn't have to pay that, people. I did not have to pay that. So my heart will be with you. My love will be with you. Thank you for holding us in consciousness. So I want to encourage you, start somewhere. Watch God. Trust Spirit. It's real. This stuff really works. Thank you.
Ooh, powerful, powerful. Behind me is a slide that talks about our 2015 priorities, and there are 3 of them, but we're going to present one of them today, and that's our youth and family ministry, right? You've all heard it said that, you know, children are our future, right? While we're here every Sunday being grounded in what Reverend Peter and Reverend Karen are teaching us, the youth are upstairs coming into their own, understanding about science of mind, so that they too can go out in the world and do some wonderful things and live up to their fulfillment. And that's what we want, right? So we're ministering to our teens here, but we're also ministering to our in-betweens and also the infants that are coming. Because again, this center's got to be here. This is life-changing. This is a game changer for a lot of us. Once you understand that, anything is yours. And that's why I love being a part of this Adventures in Spirit, Infinite Abundance and Prosperous Living. And so it takes a realization, it takes real experience, it takes real demonstration and sharing all of this information, not just with all of us in the walls, but those who are outside of the walls as well. And so with our youth and family ministry, we want to go outdoors. We want to bring others in. We want to grow it. We want this to be all that it can be, and it will be because you're here, because you're going to help make a difference. So it is with great delight that I announce the Young Youth and Family Ministry Program for 2015. And next Sunday, we'll focus on another part of our priorities. But all this is absolutely possible. Right now, we're going to have you watch a short clip from one of our own, a testimony about her own experience. Watch, please.
Hi, my name is Glenna Hecht, and I'm a member of the Center for Spiritual Living. I give my time and my financial gifts to the center for 2 reasons. One is a genuine, heartfelt thank you for filling a hole in my soul that I didn't know was there, and I've realized through coming to the center that it's given me so much, and it really has allowed me to flourish and grow in my own life. And second of all, because I'd like the center to be here for years to come, for myself and for anyone else that walks in the door, so they can experience the great joy and abundance and grace that I've been fortunate to achieve over the last 7 years. I grew up in a very traditional Jewish household. We had 8 sets of dishes, and the men and the women sat separately in synagogues. So imagine, you know, growing up in Yentl was kind of what I experienced. And I didn't really have much religious education. I understood the rules and the traditions around what I grew up in, but not much else than that. And a personal experience in 1997 caused me to question whether or not that was the path that I wanted to be taking going forward. And I dug deep and realized that it wasn't at that point filling me up, and so I needed to go on a mission to search for something else. I moved to Dallas in 2002 and became friends with a woman who had been on a similar path to myself, and she recommended that I come to CSL. So I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and then finally I came to the Center for Spiritual Living And I walked in and seated myself in the very middle of one of the rows up front and introduced myself to everyone, not thinking about the fact that here's this girl from an Orthodox Jewish family, and her first sermon that she attended was on Easter Sunday. So it was something that I couldn't process. I wasn't ready for it. And I did the very mature thing. I got up in the middle and kind of ran out the door with my hair on fire, realizing that I wasn't ready for the gifts that the center was ready to give to me. And so a couple of months went by, and I came back and sat myself on the end of a row and met everyone that was there and listened to Reverend Petra, and was so just enthralled by the message and have kept coming ever since. And 7 years later, I'm still coming to the Center for Spiritual Living. I donate my time. I love to lead seminars, and I believe that it's so important to give your financial gifts so that other people can enjoy what I've been so proud to experience. I'm a far different person than I was when I walked in the door. I'm compassionate. I have joy. I thank God and Spirit every day for what's come into my life, the people that I've met, the gifts that I've received, and really to be such a far better person and far deeper person, and grateful for everything that I have. And I have CSL to thank. So I invite you all to join me and to give of yourself, your time, and your financial gifts to ensure that this extraordinary environment is here for us all to enjoy for years to come. Thank you.
Okay, we have one more thing for you guys. There will be a picnic October 19th. It's a community luncheon. You all are invited to attend. It's going to be here after the second service on the grounds. So as a part of our Adventures in Spirit program, that is a part of what we're doing. So please do make plans to attend. Before I sit down, if you were in Pankey Hall this morning, if you meandered through there, you noticed some decorations. We had our kickoff event last night, and I'd like to thank two ladies, because what you saw there was only a portion of the decorations that we had. It was fabulous. I'd like to thank Don Vecchio. Would you please raise your hand in the back? And Peggy Roberts. I'm not sure if Peggy's here, but Peggy and Skip Roberts and Don decorated that for us, and they took our vision and made it happen. So we really appreciate that, and we thank you very much for it. Also, there would be pledge cards in the back of the sanctuary, and Dana and I will be sitting at a table out front, so if you're compelled, make a decision, go ahead and fill out your pledge cards. We'll gladly take them. If you have any questions, we'll answer any questions that you have after the service. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Dana and Raven for a fabulous beginning to our Adventures in Spirit program. Thank you for being here. And we're going to welcome a beautiful soul and a beautiful voice to our platform. She's a beautiful jazz singer, well known in Dallas, Martha Burks. Please welcome her.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, What a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're only saying, I love you. I hear babies crying. I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Martha Burks, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, sometimes I just want to ask her to do that again and I just sit down. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful world, yes? Yes. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Okay, well, I am busting loose. You'll know why in a second, because that's the book. And I'm busting loose because we're going to cover a lot of ground in a short period of time. So are you ready? Yes. All right. So am I. Oh my gosh. I am so grateful to be here. You have no idea. Thank you all. We'll talk more about that probably one day. All right. So the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. So help me you. And that's what we're here today. I want to tell you some truths. I don't want you to be confused anymore. I really don't. Just forget everything we were taught, because some of it's bogus. Truth number one, we live in an abundant universe, yes? Yes. We do. See, isn't that easy for us to sort of maybe go, yes, we live in an abundant universe, yes? Yes. No, we do. Okay, so it is true. And one of my favorite quotes from Ernest Holmes comes from Discover a Richer Life. He says, the universe is abundant, unlimited in every respect. If it were not unlimited, it would have depleted itself long, long ago. Well, how long is long of not depleting itself? Well, so these scientists, you know, scientists, and for all you scientists, you're going to love today's talk. So the scientists have this big satellite. NASA has this big satellite called WMAP, WMAP. Whatever, up in the sky. And they have actually calculated somehow, some way, within about a 1% variation, mind you, that our universe is 13.7 billion years old. So think about it. For 13.7 billion years, this universe has not depleted itself. So there is no chance for depletion. It's been going on for 13.7 billion years. I suspect it's not going to stop anytime soon. Oh, hang on. Don't go there. So to put this into perspective, our particular solar system, the Milky Way, if you've ever had the pleasure of actually seeing it, it's gorgeous. Our Milky Way has been around for 14.7, 14.5, 14.4, sorry. Let's start over. I have a lot of figures I got to get through. 4.5 billion years. And the interesting thing is we humans, we've only been around for a few million. And I just went off the B's to the M's. So for a few millions, which means, folks, it's okay. We're still in our terrible twos. We're stumbling and fumbling about. The humor's coming out. Okay, I love it. Keep going, Karen. I talk to myself, don't worry. So the universe is not only existing, it's expanding. And it's expanding uniformly, which means there's no edge to it. There's no edge. Just get this. So, you know, there's some concepts that I've been grappling with for a few years, and I thought I'd bring a few in so you too can chew on it for a while. So, I mean, it just keeps expanding. Everything that we thought we knew, we find out something else, and all of it changes, right? Our knowledge and our understanding about it changes, and then therefore we expand even more. Now, scientists, those really smart dudes and dudettes, those scientists have sort of figured out that there are between 100 billion, that's a B, 100 billion to a trillion galaxies. We're in one, right? So 100 billion to a trillion galaxies, and within each of these galaxies, there are 100 billion to a trillion stars. Did y'all hear that? So each one. Okay, so just so you get it, so I can move on. Did y'all get it? Yeah. Oh, good, I'm moving on. So wrap your mind around that one. And just as you thought, we got it. Guess what? 2 years ago, a really smart dude or dudette did a study and basically said, well, that assumes that like our own galaxy, the Milky Way, that's spiral shaped, that assumes that these 100 billion to a trillion galaxies are all spiral shaped. That's not the case. Some are elliptical. So when this guy or girl, you know, sort of figured this out, if about a third of them are elliptical, then it went, bam! Everything we knew about stars just tripled. Willie had to figure out how to sign this, so she's proud of it. So, that means, in an instant, we've all of a sudden got 300 yes, I said the word, sextillion. Yes, thank you. You can see it, I can't. Sextillion stars, which is a 3, mind you, with 23 zeros. 3 with 23 zeros, or 3 trillions, just catch up, 3 trillions to 100 times 100 billion. 3 trillion, I just can't, I have to go on. But, so, you get it? Oh my gosh, is this universe abundant? Yes. It is. It is. So I go back to the Ernest Holmes quote. Again, the universe is abundant, unlimited in every respect. If it were not unlimited, it would have depleted itself a long, long time ago. He goes on, life would have exhausted itself, law would have ceased to function, love would have lost its power to harmonize and to heal, and thought and consciousness would have retreated to instinctive reaction. Instead, what do we find? The fish in the ocean lay so many eggs that if they all hatched, the waters would overflow all the lowlands. We'd be stepping on eggs, folks. The stars in the heavens are beyond counting. The grains of sand on the beaches are innumerable. The leaves on the trees continue to multiply. Yes, nature is lavish, abundant, and extravagant. Do you know that there are 600,000 species of mushrooms alone? Who likes mushrooms? I've grown to love them, I guess. Okay, that's a lot of shrooms. So, you know, that's quick examples for us to really get at a cellular level that the universe is abundant. Yes? Yes. Someone stopped me, blew my mind yet again after first service and said, do you know what? Those scientists actually think there might be 5 universes. I just can't even go there, folks. But the point is, get it. The universe is abundant. It's still somewhat beyond my comprehension. It's still somewhat beyond my understanding. And yet, how are we related to the universe itself? And so that's the next truth I'm going to tell you. The next truth is abundance is your divine birthright. And in fact, abundance is your natural state. It is your natural state. A few examples. Your body. Who has one? Who didn't raise their hand? Willie? Oh, you were still talking. I was confused. Okay, here we go. Buckle up. So, in each of our bodies, we have 37.2 billion cells in our bodies. And it's a little complicated. I read late last night. It was very late. Some of y'all know that. Late last night of New York Times and, oh, how they can measure and this and that. But let's just go with 37.2 billion right now. 32.7 billion cells in our bodies. Do you know that we have 2 billion cells just in our heart pumping and beating? It is our natural state. I also discovered that we're all young. Trust me, this is the truth. The average age of all the cells in an adult's body may turn out to be as young as 7 to 10 years. We're not even hitting our teens anymore. Get that. Every cell, the 37.2, on an average, are replenishing and making itself new on the average 7 to 10 years. I say on the average because I'm only going to give you one example. The lining of our stomachs, they only last 5 days. They don't stick around long. In 5 days, every cell in the lining of our stomachs is born again. When those Christians love to hear that. All right. The whole creation exists in you. The whole of creation exists in you. It is our destiny. It is our destiny to increasingly become aware that this is our natural state. Abundance. Yes? Yes. You're with me so far, aren't you? Yes. Cool. Here we go. Truth number 3. Oh, we forgot about that. Oh, well, I got to tell you about that. Did I do my heartbeat? Yes. Okay, there's this little thing. I got to tell you, there's this little thing that you can calculate your age. I'm 49. Okay. I'm 49, which means my heart has beat 1.86 billion times, and I have breathed over 387 million breaths. Take a breath. I need to. Oh, that's good. Isn't that amazing? Go Google it. You'll find out how many you've done too. Okay. Now, the truth. Uh-oh. You know what? This is the interesting part. It all changes now. I don't know why. Money makes us be funny bunnies, as Reverend Peter will say sometime. Funny bunnies. You know, what is it about this topic? I don't know. I still yet to figure it out. If I figure it out, boy, will we really be wealthy. But, you know, money sort of gets us all hung up. We know the universe is abundant, yes? Yes. We know that we are abundant, yes? Yes. So what happens when it starts talking about money? Everything goes to you know what in a hailstorm. So we've been taught some myths and beliefs. And some of us have bought into them. Let me just tell you some. See if any of them go, bing. Money is the root of all evil. Okay, good. Oh, y'all are playing along. I love Joe. There's something dirty or bad about money and the people who have it. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Oh. There's never enough. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You must control money or it will control you. Some money is always better. More money. Sorry, not some. Y'all wouldn't bing on that. More money is always better. Some people have the money-making skills and others don't. That's nice, y'all. Give me a read. You can't have a lot of money and be spiritual. Net worth is the true measure of wealth and success. You must save for a rainy day. Okay, well, we could bing all day. Really. I mean, we have been told a load of stuff. And it's time to let it go. Some truths. Want some truths? Yeah. Okay. First of all, money in and of itself has absolutely no value on its own. Think about it. Money has no value of its own. It's only the value that we place on it. It's only the value of what? See, someone handed me this earlier. What this is, and if I threw it on the floor and it's 5, but it was 500, y'all would all be scrambling. Right? It's the value. And it's merely a means, it's only used as a means of exchange. We all know that, got that, okay. And so, might I suggest that it might be the way that we can exchange love and appreciation. I'll get to that in a second, okay. But what money really is, the truth of money is, it's energy. Isn't everything energy? Everything is energy. And what did we just find out about the universe? Infinite abundance. What did we find out about us? Infinite abundance. And so all of that is actually, energy is where all this stuff that we can feel, touch, taste, be with, comes from energy. But what is it about this that makes it all different? Right? What is it about this? And so this amazing book, Busting Loose from the Money Game, I recommend you don't walk, you run, go get it. It will knock your socks off. People have been telling us that is kicking my butt. It's knocking my socks off. Good, and we're going to talk about it on Wednesday nights. But he really goes into this, and he calls it the money game, and guess what? You can't win. You can't win at the money game. Oh, you have to come Wednesday night, find out. But, sorry, I only got so much time. You can't win. Now think about it. I'm just going to give you a little taste. Football. Who likes football? Bing, 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 bing. Okay, well, there are rules. You know how to win the game, right? Baseball, yes? I mean, we could go on and on. We have rules to playing tennis, but there are no rules to the money game, folks. There are none. Just when you think you have enough, oh, no, she has more. I want more. Whatever. You just can't win. How do you ever know when you get there? And so what Scheinfeld does so beautifully, if you stick with it and stick with me, is he moves us into what he calls phase 2, which is kingdom for consciousness. And you will have a different outlook on the greenback, the stuff, this loving stuff called energy, like you've never had before. Because it's just something about it. It's merely energy that we carry around in our pocket or our purse. We're putting the value to it, and it's just moving. It's just moving. And yet, we get to share it. We get to share it. Okay. Ernest Holmes tells us, it is certain that you cannot believe in abundance while identifying yourself with lack. Forget the lack and think only of abundance. So you cannot believe, you can try as you might and think you do. You cannot believe in abundance while identifying yourself with lack. Pretty much everybody in this room knew that I was faced with something. If I had identified myself with it, where would I have been? But I turned from the condition. So we cannot believe in abundance if I identify with lack. And there's a lot of times, I don't know about you, but in my life, I can say, oh, I don't have enough. And so what I really wanted to bring to you this morning, and we have all month that you're going to hear a lot more here on Sundays from Reverend Peter and I, is a really awesome new way of looking at things. And I suspect, and it comes out of the book, I suspect that it's going to help all of us. So I'm going to invite you to pick it up. The truth is, if you start looking at money with appreciation and gratitude, you will bust through. All right. Who here pays a mortgage or rent? Bing, 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 right? So what if every time when I pay my mortgage, I go, oh my gosh, I am so grateful. I am so grateful for my house. I got to spend 3 weeks in this wonderful sanctuary to recover. And it's beautiful. And I have this great couch and the kitty cat and the roof and the tiles, whatever, right? I get to come home to the kitty cat, whatever. You put yourself in it. But what happens sometimes when we pay our rent or our mortgage? Oh yeah, y'all could fill in all those blanks. right? Moan, groan, not, I won't be able to pay this or that. You're in what? Lack. We're moving into appreciation and gratitude. What if every time you stop for gas? I do this. Oh, gas is too high. I think I'll go down the block. Let me just try to save 2 cents. But when I stop at the pump for the next week, because we're all going to do this, I go, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that I get to put gas in my car, and I'm able to do that because I got to drive to CSL today and I wasn't at home, which I do appreciate, right? What about in the grocery store? I recently have caught myself, he woke me up. I've caught myself, organic fruits and vegetables are so expensive. Well, what if I go to gratitude and appreciation with this beautiful mango that I get to eat this afternoon? Are y'all catching on? I mean with everything. Because appreciation is going to grow that energy. You with me? Yes. Love, appreciation, gratitude, and not focus on, I have to pay this medical bill. Oh my gosh, if I did that, or oh my gosh, I got to be here because I got to pay that medical bill because those doctors did what they needed to do. Right? That's our practice. That's what I want us to take up during this week, this month, for the rest of our lives. I'm telling you, I know that will grow. It's the universe, the body, but money sort of makes us funny bunnies. I love our adventure in spirit theme. Infinite abundance, prosperous living. One of the best quotes that I've ever seen on prosperity is from Emma Curtis Hopkins. And she says, prosperity means being content in every area and aspect of your life. Prosperous living. Imagine being content in every area and aspect of your life. Oh, I want that for all of us. Contentment. So infinite abundance. If right now you haven't been reset at a cellular level, all 37.2 billion cells, reset, like mine have been recently, reset to know that yes, the universe is abundant, yes, I am part of it, but to really know, no, it is truly my divine right, it is my birthright, my body itself proves it every single day, albeit my heartbeat, my breath, or my whole skeletal system will be replaced in 7 years. It's huge. And so it's time for this one element called money to not trap us. We can have as much as we want, to be free, to be content in all areas and aspects of our lives. Money won't make us happy, but there's no reason in any area of aspect of our life for us to buy in to lack. There's no reason. And so, if you want to come play with me and Aaron Fry on Wednesday nights, buy the book. It's going to be fun for 3 more Wednesdays. And if you can't be here, buy the book and stick with him and ask questions. I realized this morning that I have this wonderful reputation that's followed me here of having a really good abundance consciousness. And yes, I do. And so I thought, wow, I should leave time on Wednesday nights for Q&As and see what Spirit wants to say through me. So we'll be doing that too. And my gosh, if this doesn't prove it, we now just have to embody that this is the same stuff. It's all energy, no exception, and it is our birthright to live an abundant life. And all we maybe need to do to start is appreciate that we have it to give and to receive. We'll talk about receiving next week. Okay. All good? Are you on board? Yes. Where's the bing bings? Bing. Good. Let us pray. Truly, truly the one life is. Truly the one life is that which brings everything forward, that which creates all that is seen and unseen. This one life is called by so many names. Whichever one resonates with you. Buddha, Allah, Krishna, Christ, Jehovah, the Tao, Jesus, Allah, the thing itself, Spirit, God. It's only one thing. There's nothing outside of it. No matter how this one thing wants to expand and give itself unto itself, so unabashedly, so freely, so exquisitely. I know this one life is, and I know that I am that. I am. And I know that every single person within the sound of this voice is that too. There's no separation. There's no division. It can't be sliced up. It's not different. And so knowing this, I speak a word for each of us by the power and the authority of the one mind, that we let go of any false beliefs, anything that we've been told that is not true about any lack in our life, in any area, any aspect, anything, especially money, and our abilities to work with it. I declare and claim right here and right now that every single person knows and declares and demands that there is truly infinite abundance. Not only in the universe, it is mine. It is me. It is now. I declare and claim that every single person knows at a deep, deep level beyond the body that we are each here to live a prosperous life. I have come here, and I have come here to live an abundant life, Jesus says. And it is for us, here and now. And so this community takes this up this month and forevermore. This wonderful, glorious, prosperous living, this prosperous life, this generous giving, and this unabashed receiving. We have fun, we live, and we prosper. And so I release these words unto that universal law. The demand has been made. The manifestation is so. I know that it is so. And if you know that it is so, join with me in saying, and so it is. Amen.